It used to be generally understood that houses grew in value at a greater rate than apartments, but it's not necessarily the case anymore. It's definitely possible for some apartments to grow in value more than some houses, and I'm going to give you some examples to show you how this can play out. A lot of investors in particular think that it's important to buy a house because a house is on land, and land is actually what grows in value. Now, in some inner city areas, however, that is not necessarily the case. Now, the smallest, crappiest house in an inner city suburb can often perform vastly differently to a good 2-bedroom apartment or a good 1-bedroom apartment or even a good 3-bedroom apartment. Now, the reason for this is that the smallest, crappiest house will often have compromises that mean that very few buyers really want to own it. It might be on a main road. It might be on a tiny block of land. It might be completely unrenovated and cost an absolute fortune to renovate it. There could be any number of reasons why there's only a very small buyer pool for that property. Conversely, an apartment that might cost a similar amount of money might have a lot of buyers interested in it. Now, as time goes on, the crappy little house will have fewer buyers interested in it when you go to sell, whereas the apartment will still have lots of buyers. And what that means is that apartment can grow in value at a much greater rate than the crappy little house. A second example is a really cool warehouse conversion, or maybe a beautiful Art Deco apartment. Now, these properties have loads of character and loads of uniqueness or scarcity about them. They may be more scarce than houses in the same suburb, and in which case they might not actually be worth more than a house, but they might grow in value at a greater percentage year on year than the houses do. Now, the last two examples, I'm talking about properties in the same suburb, so where you're looking at a house and an apartment in the same suburb. The other example of where apartments can increase in value more than houses is when you're buying an apartment in an A-grade blue chip suburb and you're comparing that to a house in a lesser suburb, one that doesn't perform as well. A great apartment in a great suburb can go up in value a hell of a lot more than a great house in a not so great suburb. As houses become increasingly unaffordable for Sydney-siders, I think we're going to see a trend towards more apartment living. And what that means is that we're going to see more families living in 3-bedroom apartments, and also we're going to see more first home buyers stay in their apartments longer before upgrading. And then there's the traditional downsizer market, which is actually increasing as more Gen Xers and baby boomers have their kids fly the coop. And now they're wanting to move back into the inner city areas in particular to enjoy the lifestyle benefits. However, not all apartments are created equal. And in order to help you, I've created an apartment buyer checklist, which is available in the video notes below. Here are some of the things to watch out for. One is overdevelopment. You do not want to be buying into new complexes where there are a lot of apartments that are all exactly the same. And that leads into the second point, which is a lack of scarcity. Number 3 is poor design and construction quality. Now, construction quality is really difficult to work out if you're buying off the plan or brand new, but poor design is pretty obvious straight up. And I'm looking for flow and balance and good floor plans and good features. And number 4, even a great complex can have some pretty ordinary apartments in it. So refer to that checklist I mentioned. You can get the link below. Bottom line, in urban areas where land supply is exhausted and when prices are being pushed up, the demand for quality properties is going to continue to increase. And this means that in many instances, apartments can go up in value more than houses.